Welcome to the channel, Farmer with Nick. Thanks so much for joining me here on Alma, Missouri for what is the second episode here on a brand new farm and a new series here on Alma. So I am just kind of pulling up around the farm right now from town. I want to check out a few things before I was recording, and let me kind of show you what I've been up to quite a bit. If you caught the first episode, it was basically just a farm tour and a build, and I kind of went around and showed everything, but now I really have everything set up. Took me a while, but it is a lot of fun, even the setup. So let me get into the build. So this farm is a much smaller farm, and this is actually on the north end of Alma. So the starting farm is here, 39. The secondary farm is 46. You have town over here on the left, and then to the north is the pig farm, which is where I did my build. And then I own field 13, 12, 11. I do own 10, and then they did give me 40, and I haven't done anything with those two, but I did get these 3 fields prepped. So if you did not catch the farm tour, let me give you a quick update. So I changed the starting house, as you can see, kind of opened up this area a little bit, and then I took out all the barns and added in my own custom build here. So here is my main barn here with silos, my main workshop pole barn here, and then kind of looping around is my main vehicle machine shed here, cold storage, and then I have corn crib here, another little grain bin off to the side. And then back here, I have my bale shed and have a bunch of equipment kind of wrapped up around here. But then I have all of my main cattle barns. Now this is a small barn operation, cattle farm, and it could be dairy if you wanted to. It is set up for that, or it could be beef cattle. So whatever you're kind of thinking. So I have my small heifer barn right here, and this is not a real, cattle barn mod. This is just here for, visual. And then I have my calf barn here, which has the calves in it. And then kind of looping through this first pen, I have the middle pen that you can see them in, and then I have my back pen, which is the main cattle in here, and this is their main barn shelter area, which then loops up this way. So really kind of cool, and I was really excited to kind of build this just for fun on my own, and just really kind of getting started here on this. So let me kind of take you around, show you what I have. But before I do that, let's get going here with some work a little bit. And first, for this series, if you've been watching my other Alma series, I've downsized quite a bit from my other operation, and the reason being I really kind of wanted to do a smaller operation and just focus a little bit more on field work and other things, and not get so large scale. And honestly, it's just to change it up really and have new scenery. All right, so let's lower this and start mowing this backfield. Now I didn't want to put my build into this as I wanted to leave the field where it was. And this is a new setup for me here. This big kind of wing battening mower. Pretty cool. There's actually a farmer near my area that actually mows like this. And let me see, this is the 3020. I'm just making sure. So maybe be a little bit too much for this tractor, but we'll see. So I actually have a couple different mower setups, but I'll do the headland pass with this, and then I'm actually going to take it over to the other field. But alright, so let's loop around, then I'll show you some of the equipment I've been working on here too. That looks like it's doing pretty well here. It's handling it. But you can see money-wise too. So in my last Alma series, I ended up with, it was quite a bit. I didn't make a huge profit, but I'm actually starting with less here in this playthrough, and kind of see where I can make money. And I'm going to try to do a lot of the tasks myself too, and not relying on the computer and or workers to help me out on this build. So that's my other my other goal here. Alright. And we are going to loop back. I can do, let's do another headland. Let's do another pass around, just one more. Give me a little more space here by that fence line here in the creek passing through. Alright. Yeah, this is doing just fine. Now I tested this, I'm going to miss a little bit, which is okay. I tested this mowing deck on a different build. It was actually my farm auction build in Iowa, on that map, if you check that out, and kind of playing around with some of that equipment that I brought here. And a lot of this is new stuff I have not done at all on Alma from the last series, so really just kind of wanted to change it up and give you something new, and I'm kind of, excited to get to something new. Alright, so let's pause there. Alright, so over here, let me take you into the machine shed. So in here is my combine, and this is a new mod. This is the class Ford, and really neat combine, really excited. You can see there's like different camera angles here. So if you haven't checked this out, I would highly recommend it. But yeah, really kind of neat. So I did the darker blue, and there is a lighter blue one that you can have on here. But I decided to do the darker blue, and then you also notice you can get a name on the back. So I'm just going to take it out for a quick spin just so you can see it. But kind of cool. So there's a bunch of different names that are preset, but then I named it Clara here. So really cool. And then if you change your camera angle, you can get like the back view for that, and then you can get the inside as it's filling up. So very unique. Let's loop back around. So I'm really excited to use this on this playthrough series. Visually, it just looks stunning. So great job to the mod maker on this. Alright, so on this farm, we don't have a lot of money, but at the same time, I do not have a ton of equipment. So for this, I just have the Parker gravity wagon, and I might have to end up, like using some of this, for other tasks, like in the field. I don't have much. I have the farm all right here, and we'll kind of see what I end up using this for, but it might be just kind of tooling around the farm, doing some chores, kind of, odds and ends. I guess that's what I kind of envision for this one, And then off to my right, we have the ever popular 4020. Now I did put the John Deere loader on it, and I did put a bucket with spikes on it. So with this, I'm actually going to use it to kind of move around bales, load in the forage wagon, and then also use this to bring bales into the calf barn, and I'll show you that probably later on in the episode, or in the following episodes. Then we have the 4955, and I put the duals on the back for this, and then we just have like a front weight on it. But this is really probably going to be the main workhorse tractor, so a lot smaller than my other playthrough series, but I'm excited to use something a little bit different here. And then I have a couple balers. We have a smaller one here, and then I have a larger round baler. Alright, and where are we going? Let's go into the main barn here. Over here, off to the side, I have the 6600 Ford, and then I do have another Ford here on this build. So this is the fermenting silo. I just wanted to mention, so I had this off to the side over here, which was fine. Looked a little better, aesthetically, how it would come in to the, the side of the barn here. And this would be like my little attached silo shed. But then it was easier, and I placed it back from the first video just because the fill is here, and now to dump you just have to drive in the middle here, and it's a little easier. The dump was over here, which isn't bad, but these posts are kind of in the way, so I just decided to move out. I have another mowing deck here. This will be for a later episode. It's a forage harvester, so a smaller version, but I'm really excited to use that on this build. Got the little John Deere here, the 445, and I'm using this for mowing probably just around the house. So nothing crazy, but you can see the grass is mowed around here, but then, like around here. Definitely need to get it out. But yeah, just kind of mowing around the immediate area. That's what I'm thinking, And then this grass is a little bit longer, but that's my plan. Alright, and then around here, I have plow. I have some other implements kind of just hanging out around these barns as well. Like right here, yep, here's the combine's header. I do not have a corn header, as that's going to be with a tractor. I have another trailer right here, and wagon, and this wagon will be for actually getting corn. And then here is my other Ford, and this is the 6610, and then I have another mowing deck off of here. So let's actually get this one out as well. I don't know if I'll use this on the backfield right now. I might just use the other one, but I have the option. And then I also have, and I'm getting a lot of toys out just to show you, a sickle bar mower right here. So I've never used it on 25 yet, but I want to get that out, and I purchased that. Let's go over here. All right, so heading right along, I have my wrapper for silage. Now I've never used this on any of my playthrough series yet, but I'm excited. So you kind of, load it in here, it wraps it through, so I have to bring up all of my bales. So a little bit different, but I'm excited to try that out. I have my mixing wagon here, and then next to that I have my forks and stuff for the Ford, and then I have my grass or my straw bale on there for right now, so I can kind of move that stuff around. And then over here I have a service truck, I have a water tank, and this service truck in particular, let me just show you, it's got the fifth wheel attachment on it. And I couldn't use my Ford because that does not have a fifth wheel attachment, but it's actually for this. It's for my animal trailer. Now, I told you, and it's true, this farm is a little bit smaller. There's only 50 head of cattle on here. So, you know, if I'm not using it for dairy, I'm going to be using that trailer quite a bit to sell the cattle. So that's why I have that larger animal trailer. Then we have the tedder back here, the windrower back here, and we have the bale trailer back here too. And that kind of loops back around. But that's why I have this service truck, and to have another truck on the farm. Oh, there's some donuts in here. But that's why I have the extra truck, is for the animal trailer in particular. But you never know, I might probably end up using it for other things. You know, I could pull that water tanker around if I don't want to use a tractor. And speaking of water, cattle need water, so I don't want to forget that. Alright, but there it is. All my equipment, a lot different than if you were watching my other Alma series. Oh, and then there's a hay wagon next to some firewood. A lot different than my other series for sure. Absolutely. Oops. Down. So, as I kind of get going here on this playthrough, I'm going to try some different techniques. Also, try to use some different equipment, obviously. I don't want to keep repeating myself, even though, yes, obviously does happen, even to the best of us, you know. But it's nice to kind of change it up, and, you know, it's always funny as of, like, making some of these playthrough series. It's, oh, neat, look at this that just came out. And once you know it, there's another mod that comes out that I want to use. But as I kind of, you know, work my way through this one and other playthrough series, that's how I kind of keep my interest level. And you know, always shout out to the modders. They do a fantastic job, and without them, I definitely feel like, you know, these series and, you know, farm sim in general kind of would become a little bit, you know, stagnant, because, you know, there's nothing new, and it's nice to kind of change it up after a while. And I haven't decided yet what I'm going to use this field for. I'm going to get hay off of here, or do some silage, maybe some hay for the first cutting, we'll see. But I definitely need some feed for the cattle. You can see I have a couple bales over there in the shed, as I was just kind of playing around with the trigger, and I don't know why that shed, like the first time I put it in, it did not work with the trigger. It would not accept those bales. So then all I did, and if this is happening to you, you know, I would recommend just saving your game and then going back through and restarting it, and then that should seem, you know, to fix it. But that's what it did for me. So just to let you know with that. Wow, this mower is flying down the hill here. Not so much pup, but definitely flying down for sure. But what a cool mower here. I like this. And cool setup. So I think this might just be my my main mowing setup. Obviously I have the Ford ready to go, But this should kind of knock these fields out in no time. And like I said, I really kind of want to do more of this on my own, you know, not kind of relying on the computer, and really half of it is just to save me money, you know. Because that's one thing, the more, you know, you hire it out, you can say goodbye to your finances a lot faster. Alright, so really just a handful of passes, and I should have this kind of wrapped up, but I need to go feed the cattle. Might have to wait on that, but I definitely do need water for them, so in a sec here, after I get done mowing, we will get the water out. I think I gave them a base feed because I remember testing it, because I know some of you are playing on this build, which I think is so cool, and I wanted to test it, make sure everything was working right with the triggers. Now the cattle pens in particular are made with the fenceless mod, and it will not take straw, just to let you know. So if you're trying to do that, it won't take straw. And at the same time, I have not made it work with manure, so no manure will be produced there, even though I do have a silo for it, just for show. But just to let you know, those of you that are playing on this build in particular. Alright, then one more pass. We have completed this field. I love this setup here too, and this smaller setup here. I hope you're enjoying it. But I know a lot of you are sad to see me leave, and rightfully so. I get it. You are sad to see me kind of leave that last cattle farm, and I made it to 21 episodes. But yeah, I was really really happy with that series, and also really kind of just ready, like I said in my last one, really kind of ready to just get a little bit, you know, change of scenery, so to speak. Alright, so we're just going to leave this up here, because I think I'm just going to take it over there, but I might wait for the next episode and bring you along. But let's get to some water. And let me double check. Alright, they have nothing, nothing, and nothing. Alright, so definitely water. Alright, let's hop in the Ford here for this. Alright, so I have my water tank right there next to the fuel tank for this build. Let's hook this up, and then give water at least to both of the animal pens. So one thing I totally forgot, now I see it, so I'll say it. You can see I put it in a little cattle corral straight ahead, and if I jump in the build, you can kind of see what I did. I had the main part of the corral system over here in that first video, but then I decided to make it, you know, a little better. So I have that fence line coming off of here, the little corral system where you can get them in, you know, pretend you were, you know, moving these gates around, so you could corral them in this first pen, or you could put them in the chute here into the gate. So that way, you know, if you were picking them up, or, you know, giving them, you know, shots, or just checking on them, you know, cleaning their hoofs, whatever, you could corral them into that pen and take care of them that way. So that is one thing I did off camera, just kind of, you know, playing around and, you know, looking at some of your comments and stuff after making the initial build, going, yeah, I should kind of fix that. And I have some of the other implements you can see there in the calf barn. but I kind of wanted to switch that around. Alright, so let's get over here. So we can get the trigger here. And it probably should take everything. Alright, so this is... Oop, yeah, see, I have the enhanced animals too, so I have a bowl in here. And it should be this one. Yes. Okay, so they're all set. Let's open up this gate. Let's like make a loop back around. So these Ford tractors, I did use them. I had them on my other playthrough series on Montana. If you've been watching that one, I feel like I just did not get to utilize them enough. Like, I had them on the Snowcat farm. I wanted to play with them more, but you know, life happens, and even playing on the game, life happens, and I didn't get to them as much as I wanted to. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to put them on this build, enjoy them, and play through. Alright, and I'm pretty sure I gotta drive. Yeah, I gotta drive around to get the trigger on these fenceless pasture mods here. So watch out to the cattle here. But yeah, I put in the enhanced cattle mod, and then I put in, I think it's called Vanilla Edition. So check that out, but that's why their spots, oh my gosh, they look so much better. And you'll notice there's no what? Horns on every single cattle. I think they look amazing. So check that mod out. I believe it is for PC only. But yeah, check that one out. It is just amazing. And there should be the bowl around here. Let's see if we can find it quick. Not the bowl. It should be in here. But yeah, like look at those, like the darker looking cattle, and they said the ones like as they get growing up, they will be they're gonna keep their spots in their lines. So where is he? I know he's in here somewhere. Did I pass him? This cow. There he is. Alright. So there's the bull, but you can tell like the taller shoulders and stuff. He just looks great. So, and he's friendly too. Nice guy. So I only have one bull in here, but as I'm kind of probably going to be rotating the cattle a lot more on this series, you know, with only 50, I might not really lean on the dairy side of it. I might kind of lean more on doing the beef cattle side of it. So that's kind of my thinking with that. So stay tuned, but that's what I'm kind of thinking. So, alright, so let me kind of back this up here. See how good I am today. It depends on the day sometimes, how good I am in backing up equipment. And I am by means not the best. No, I am not an expert. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, and we gotta go close those other gates, so I will let you guys go there. Thank you so much for tuning in here on my new series here on Alma. And if you're new to the channel or just kind of finding me through this video, I'd love to have you tag along, join the Farming with Nick community, follow along with this playthrough series as I'm getting started now. And feel free to check out my other series and or farm builds. And I am really excited to have you along. And also shout out to all the subs. I always kind of forget, but didn't want to leave you guys out. Shout out to everyone who has been following me here on the channel and who has, been sticking through and watching all of my playthrough series. I really do appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button, the like. It does kind of help the channel out. Lets me know that you like the content. And, feel free to comment as well and let me know what you think here as I get going on this new series on Alma. So I will let you guys go there, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Take care.